What's going on, YouTube? You're tuned in to the No Level Cap podcast. And this week, we're kicking off 2026 with a bang because we're giving you our anime and gaming New Year resolutions.
Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast with all your friendly neighborhood black nerds, where we cover all the anime, all the gaming, all the nerd culture, absolutely zero of the BS. Back with a new episode every Monday morning. I am your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Rakeem Beck, Devin Butts, Terrence Flowers, Will Coleman. This week, we are doing our nerdy New Year's resolutions, like Terrence said. I thought of this randomly. I figured, nobody ever sticks to their New Year's resolutions, so I do want to see whether or not we'll be able to hold to these. But I wanted to do one gaming and one anime resolution from each of us. So let's see what everybody came up with. Let's not waste no time. Let's just jump right into it. Devin, what is your gaming New Year's resolution for the year 2026?
My gaming resolution, I think I want to. So I used to be a type of person that liked to 100% most of my games. Back in the day, like PS1, even before we had like platinum trophies and all that stuff, I used to squeeze everything out of a game, as far as extra content, secrets, and stuff like that. Especially from playing like Final Fantasies and stuff. They had a lot of stuff to do on the side. And I think I've kind of gotten away from it. At a point, last year, I played Kazan, and I didn't even realize. I think I got like 92% with that game without even like trying. By the time I beat the game, I was like 92%. I'm like, I might well just go ahead and 100% the game. So I think that's for me. Like most of my games I play, I think I'm just gonna try to like beat the base story and then just try to grind out everything that the game has to offer. Got two homeboys that most of us on this podcast know, Daniel and Dupree. Those two guys are like platinum and enthusiasts. Like if Daniel gonna play monsters. A game, like,
team platinum.
They're gonna platinum some games. And I'm like, you know what? I think I want to kind of get back to that. And plus I like the extra challenge of certain things. Sometimes like the extra trophies and things you gotta achieve. Sometimes they're a little bit on the harder side. So I like the extra challenge. So I think for me, my gaming New Year's resolution is gonna be just like, if I play a game, get everything out of it, squeeze all the juice out of it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the wrong year for you to pick. If you stick to that New Year's resolution, I tell you what franchise you need away from: Yakuza, because that'd be the only game you play the whole year.
Hey man,
I'm down for the challenge. That game is up.
Devin,
I mean, side content out the ass, mini games out the ass, arcade games out the ass. Like, man, that's the wrong franchise. That's the franchise you need to stay away from this year.
Like, Devin, let me tell you something, bro. As a testimony, as a Yakuza fan, I have played a Yakuza game for over 100 hours. Did a lot of content. I'm like, man, I did a lot. Let me just go ahead and finish the game. Whatever percentage I got is what I got. Tell me why when I got to the end screen, that thing said I only did 30% of the game. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, y'all like this.
You can do all the side quests in a Yakuza game, and you probably still might just hit 50%, just based on the fact that they put so much other stuff that isn't like direct side quests, but like different little checklist things that they put in the game for you to try to do, like eating at all the different restaurants and the mini games and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's the franchise you need to stick away from.
Yeah,
there are other franchises that you can do that with. Not Yakuza.
Like I ain't telling you not to play Yakuza. Play Yakuza, but don't tell yourself you finna complete it.
And in 2027. When you completed this New Year's resolution, that's what you did.
Thank you.
I might have to go ahead and hop on there, man. See how long it take me, man.
All right,
my God,
boy, you got a game ahead of you.
Devin, how many games you play? One. Yakuza, whatever. Will, what's your gaming New Year's resolution?
All right, Will, as someone who carries a ton of games and a lot in his backlog, my biggest thing is this: as of walking into this year, I will only be picking up the stuff I know for certain that I know I want day one. Because I have a tendency, and I noticed that over the years, I have a tendency to just kind of grab shit. And I think that more or less comes from some other stuff from like before. And I was just like, I'm kind of just picking up games left and right, and I'm not really getting to them. They're kind of just sitting. And them sales be tempting as all get out. You know, you can spare 20 and 30 when you can get 2 or 3 for that many instead of you spending 30 on that one. So my biggest thing is start clearing some of these games I already have before I pick up something new. Only pick up the stuff you know you want day one this year. And I know that seems like pretty simple, but it's very much a thing I know I need to do because I got enough here that could cover the last like maybe 5 or 6 years of gaming. I know that for a fact. I got quite a bit. So that's why I'm telling myself, hey, if you see something new you want, if you know for certain that you're going to play it the minute you buy it, go get it. But if you're not going to play it the minute you get it and you know what you're playing right now, let that sit on the shelf because by the time you get to it, it'll go on sale anyways, right?
You talking about trying to dodge fear of missing out? That's a rough one in today's era.
I
But
get that.
I certainly wish you luck.
Yeah, and I know because I'm also doing the content creation thing outside of this here. I love doing my stuff with my guys, but I do stuff myself too. So I know that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to really like do some big hurdles over with. Like if I can't get it this moment, I gotta get it later. If they talking about it already, I'll talk about it later. That's how I gotta do.
It's a good focus point that a lot of people probably should stick to. So I like that one. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence, what's your gaming New Year's resolution?
You know, what I want to do this year is finish a hefty JRPG. And the reason why I say that is it's been a while that I've really gotten into one. It's one of those things where I think the last time that I really dove headfirst into a JRPG and like just spent hours in the world was, truth be told, Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2020. And that was for obvious reasons. We were all inside. That was at pretty much the start of the pandemic when that game came out. And, you know, we were just at home. And I was like, you know what? It's time to dive in. And I played the mess out of that game. I can't tell you exactly how many hours I have in it, but I did pretty much everything outside of like some completionist stuff. And I'm not a completionist like that unless it's something that I desire to complete or is easy enough to complete. Like if it's some obtuse trophy where I have to like go out of my way to get it, it's like, nah, I'm not doing all that. I don't care enough. But yeah, I really for the past couple years have not been into JRPGs like that. Like I keep up with the discussion about them. I am into the ones that are releasing. Like I see all the word of mouth, and of course I talk with you all about them. So I keep up with the zeitgeist of JRPGs, but in terms of like actually playing them myself, I just haven't found the time to do so. And last year, the game that I played the most of was Hades 2, and by playing it, I realized, oh, I can get back into a game and really sink hours into it, because between like 2021 to now, a lot of my time had been dedicated to other stuff. And, you know, as like life, as you become an adult, obviously you don't have as much time to sit down and play games or just do a lot of the hobbies that you used to. Like when you're a kid, you have all the time, but you don't have the money. When you're an adult, you have, for the most part, well, you have more money. I won't say you have all the money. You have more money than you have as a kid, but you don't have the time. And so for me, it was just a matter of sitting down and actually putting in the time into what I wanted to do. And so this year, I can't tell you what JRPG is going to be. I can't tell you when I'll get to playing it, but that is a goal that I have, is I want to finish a hefty JRPG. It could be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It could be any other game. I don't know what it'll be, but when that happens, hey, I'll let you all know.
Hey, all right,
Go
brother,
back to
man.
that metaphor, I guess.
Yeah, it could be metaphor. You know, I'm kind of sticking with Will's resolution as well in terms of trying not to pick up more games. Like I have a bad habit too of, if it goes on sale, it's like, oh, now is the time to get it. But then I might not even play it, and by the time it goes on sale again, it would have gone on sale for an even deeper discount. So it's like I might as well just have waited. So I'm gonna try to get to games that I know get to games that I already have instead of buying more games, unless I'm going to play them day one. Now, if it's something that I want to play day one, then that's a different story. But I don't want to just buy games just to buy games anymore.
Facts.
All right, I like the sound of that, and I mean, I'm sure all of us have like massive gaming libraries that we could tap into. I know you do, so I'm sure you can find something that you like. Hey, man, I never got around to it. When you do get to it, I hope you tell us about it on the show. Let us know and tell us how it's going.
Yeah, for sure,
man.
All right, Rakeem, what you got for us, man? What's your gaming New Year's resolution, man?
Yeah, so my gaming New Year's resolution. I'm about to say revolution. I'm about to change the game, man.
Change the game.
My gaming New Year's resolution this year was very similar to Will's. At first was basically to stop buying FOMO games because I have a tendency to do that. But actually I have a bit of a different resolution now that I thought about a little deeper. Last year, I was playing a lot of indie JRPGs from like a lot of developers who are. There's a big push right now to go back to that old school JRPG style of the '90s in indie games, and I've started like not only talking about those games a lot, talking to developers a lot. So my resolution was just like get more deep into the gaming community in that arena, like the indie gaming community, and just learning more about, you know, what those developers go to. They talk way more closely than you would from a big publisher. Like I'll never probably have a conversation with the head of Square Enix, but I can literally have a conversation with an indie developer right now in their Discord. Like they talk intimately about what their processes and what their goals are. And I've always had a fondness and an intrigue in game development, the process of it. Like I've deeply, like as a kid, I remember I got into RPG Maker stuff because I was so intrigued by the concepts of creating video games and what actually goes on behind the scenes with like the development, the you know, the resources, the time spent. It's like NoClip has all those great documentaries on different games where they talk about what's going on behind the scenes with all these different developers, and I'm fascinated by that. So I think this year my gaming resolution is actually get more into the gaming community socially and talking and getting more involved so people can, you know, just see me. And I think it would help with the podcast too, because I talked about this with Sage one day. I would love for us to interview a game developer. Like that'd be a really cool
thing
for the podcast.
Something to talk about after the show, actually. But yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Most certainly.
That is, I mean, like in general, being more invested in the gaming community is and not just us. Like I know we all have a bad habit of shitting on the gaming community. And I'd say all, I don't just mean us, I mean like the internet. But like not all of the gaming community is like that. And you know what I mean when I say like that. And not all of them are all just weirdos. Like there are a lot of great individuals in the gaming community that we all could stand as a community to get in touch with each other a little bit more. So I like that. I like that's a very community minded focused thing. I fuck with it. My gaming resolution is an inverse of what Will was talking about. And it's been all of last year. I was so like, there were games that I looked at and I you know, I'd have the time. Instead, I just wound up doom scrolling online and shit. And I would always be like, oh man, if I could just set aside 4 or 5 hours to play this. And it's like, man, that's not how it's going to work. And you never really know how your day is going to play out anyway. Like once you're finished with work, like you don't necessarily have to always set aside 5-6 hours to game. And so my New Year's resolution is to not be afraid of leaving games unfinished. Like I want to approach more games and give more games a try instead of just being like, man, if I could set aside 2-hour block for this or that. And, you know, and then if I don't finish it, I feel like there's this weight on me. And it's like, man, if you liked it, you'll finish it. If you love it enough, you will finish it. If you don't, you won't. And just let that be that. But at least you went out and tried it. You went out and experienced it. And so you can talk about it with some level of like knowledge, as opposed to just playing a game and being like, or not playing a game at all and being like, oh man, I've been meaning to get to that. Oh man, I've been meaning to get to that. Like, man, you don't, there's always something new coming out. And so that I've been meaning to get to will turn into, I'm never going to get to that very quickly if you're not careful. And so like, I'm probably going to try to not even going going to try. I am going to approach more games this year and just crack them open. And if I spend 4 hours, that's cool. If I spend 40 hours, that's cool. But at least I tried it. So
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
all right, now let's turn off these fucking game consoles. It's enough of this gaming shit. Let's talk about some anime. We also got some anime resolutions that we need to get to. Terrence, what's your anime New Year's resolution?
It's funny. In a sense, mine is a mixture of what you just said, but it's a bit different. So you talked about how putting aside time for gaming, like sometimes you don't know how your day is going to go, etc. And sometimes you just leave stuff unfinished. For me, anime is one of those weird things where I go through phases where I watch a ton of anime. And a lot of times it's to the detriment of gaming. Like I'll watch more anime and I won't play as many games. When I get into gaming, usually the anime suffers. And I feel like last year that was the thing, is that as I got more into playing games, watching anime wasn't as much of a priority. When we do the first impressions of each season, I'd watch like 3 episodes of certain anime and I'd be really into them. But after that, that'd be kind of it. It was more like,
exactly.
after the job was done, I was done. I was just a tourist.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
no.
But what I really want to do is, I don't want to play games and ignore the anime and vice versa. I want to be able to do both, and I know I can. So what I want to do this year is go back to having an anime day. And what I mean by that is not like the whole day dedicated to anime, but just the time block where I can catch up on the latest episodes of each of the series that I'm keeping up with for that season. That's how I used to do it. Is I would take like a Friday or Saturday or Sunday, just whatever day that I have the time, and all the episodes from each of the series that I'm following for that season, I would watch them on that one day, or at least try to. If I miss one, it's fine. As long as I'm caught up with the majority of them, it's totally fine. And I don't have to be like exactly on time with each episode. Like if I have an anime day on Friday and a new episode of a series I'm watching comes out on Sunday, then I'll just hold off on watching that episode until the next Friday. Just that'd be the easiest way to do it. I find that that's the easiest way for me to keep up with multiple anime, because usually once I start one and I get behind on it, like 2 or 3 episodes, it just makes it that much harder to catch up with it. So watching one episode of each series on a singular day is probably the best way for me to keep up with things. I know there's some anime that I missed out on last year or didn't complete that I wouldn't mind going back and getting into. And so before the winter season really kicks off, I wouldn't mind having a day dedicated to maybe catching up on one series or 2, just depending on how I feel. But yeah, I spend a lot of time gaming, and a lot of the other time I also spend on YouTube. So I know that time on YouTube, I could take that and I could transfer that to watching anime. And this isn't like trying to turn it into a job or anything like that. It's just that I know that if I set aside the time, I can do it. It's just about better time management. That's all. And if I don't get around to it, I mean, it's whatever. Like you said, Sage, if it doesn't happen, stuff comes up, life happens. We're all adults. It is what it is. It's like the same thing as with the gaming resolution, where I want to finish a hefty JRPG, and I know that's going to come down to me managing my time with it. It's the same way with anime. So yeah, that's my thing. I'm going to try to go back to having an anime day.
I respect that. And I mean, I don't know about you, Terrence, but I definitely, when I talk about like being an adult, it's like, yeah, you are an adult, but just about every day there's always like some point of time where I was like, I wasted my time on some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like 24 all 24 hours are not productive. Like,
no,
okay, I did work and I slept, and then somewhere in there in the remaining 7 to 9 hours, I did some bullshit. Like I was on Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and it's like, man, I could have been like, it's crazy. Like even watching anime would be more productive than being on Twitter, being exposed to like some dumbass opinions.
Yeah,
like it just would be. And so, like, that's one of the things where I'm like, man, I can definitely fit this in. I just need to, like, be, like you said, you just got to be a little wiser with your time and how you set it up. So,
yeah, I know for me,
man, that ain't
just
relatable, Sage.
on something else, just real quick, it's like going to the gym, where I know I found myself last year being on my phone a lot more, and that taking up more time in the gym. And so sometimes you just need to put the phone down and just stick to the schedule, and you'd be surprised how much you can accomplish in a shorter period of time where you're not easily distracted. And I mean, I get it. I mean, we're in a day and age where all of us have like some kind of ADHD where we just have to be doing something else every moment. So, you know, I understand, but if you just try and focus as much as you can, you'll get more done.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
And that's not going to be on
same thing.
some, you know, grinded out BS. Just putting that out there before somebody comes at me in the comments saying like, oh, you wanted them. Like, no, I'm just.
Sleeps for the week.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
my God. No,
I'm not on that. Not at all.
When you said that, no.
Ain't nothing wrong with sometimes
do you see
wasting
these
time.
shoulders? Do you see these traps? Grind it out. Grind it out.
So I think we
God.
can make
Okay.
10,000. Let's just shoot for 10,000.
Oh my God. We've got to do at least 10,000. You know what it
Because
is.
you understand, there is no level cap to life.
Yeah.
Will, what's your anime New Year's resolution, man?
Okay, my New Year's anime resolution is it's pretty much kind of like in line with Terrence, because I'll admit the gaming definitely took much more precedent over the anime, like over the past like year or so. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll do the same thing he did. I will go watch those maybe first 2 or 3 episodes that's out, but then someone on the line, I let the next 2 episodes slide by me, and then I look back and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if I can go back and do that. So I need to make it my business to kind of just set aside like either a day or on the in-between of my time of like me doing whatever it is I do in the afternoons or the evenings. If I'm not too distracted or running out doing something, I need to be like, okay, let me sit down, actually watch this, turn this phone face down and go ahead and get to it. Because I waste more time, like you mentioned earlier, like them hours in the day where you might be scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Twitter, on Instagram or something. You could have been doing something else. Like you said, not all hours in the day are productive. And I got to find a way to start putting some of those productive hours. And like you said, like I told y'all earlier, you know, I do my content thing. I have a tendency to also do that when I could be piecing that video together to put it on YouTube, and I don't do it because I'm on YouTube watching YouTube. So it turned into a thing. So my thing is to find time to get into my series. But another small part of that is that as much as I know I like a lot of shows throughout a season, my biggest thing is to make sure I find those shows I know for certain I'm going to watch. If I watch a set of episodes and I know I like it, stick that show out. Like put a pin on that show and be like, okay, we're going to do this show here. That's the show we're going to watch. And we're going to get through it.
Okay. I like that. Being more focused and, you know, that type shit.
Yeah.
Devin, what you got for us, man?
Well, everybody's looking ahead and they talking about the new year and what I'm going to do this year. I'm taking it back to the past, man. What I'm going to do more of, as I want to, is revisit old anime. Older anime that I've maybe watched, but I like stuff that I didn't grow up in the era. Like I missed, or even was so young that I didn't even know about anime at the time. I kind of want to go back and look at some of that stuff, because the reviews we've done on certain movies and stuff really showed me, like, I already knew that, but for them, like, when you actually watch it and experience it, like, a lot of the older stuff is like really good, and a lot of stuff is classics for a reason. Even like some of the movies we watched, Vampire Hunter D, of course, Akira is like a classic. Like, everybody knows Akira is like that movie. Even like the Studio Ghibli things, like I just want to go back and like revisit the older stuff. Even like rewatching Dragon Ball. I didn't watch the entirety of Dragon Ball because like at that time the only episode of Dragon Ball I ever watched as a kid was like a random episode that came on like Channel 9. Like we had just basic antenna TV. I had never seen anime really before, and then this episode of Dragon Ball came on where Goku turned to and he transformed to Ozaru, and Yamcha cut his tail off. That was my first introduction to Dragon Ball ever. Then that one episode, and that was my first episode ever, and I was like, I want some more of this, and it never came on again. I said, what? Like,
that was syndication.
So that was one thing. Like, if you didn't have cable and like that, you couldn't really experience that stuff. And if you didn't have anybody close to you that knew about that stuff back in those times, like you just wouldn't really be in the loop. So there's some stuff I would like to go back, and even like stuff that I grew up watching that I came up, like we talked about Trigun recently on a few episodes. That's one of my favorite anime of all time, and I actually would like to go back and rewatch that because it's just it's a timeless anime. You know, we talked about the new one, but it's just that old, and I don't think it really compares in like just what it was for the time. So I think just revisiting some older stuff, just being able to appreciate like that old school 90s animation, even like with something that's like being re-released like Rama One have, which pays homage to that. Like there's some anime that have been remade that pay homage to like that style of animation. And I think it's dope. So I want to kind of go back and just look in the catalog with some older stuff and see what I might find that I enjoy, and even stuff that I already know about. So take it back to the past, man.
Gotta get back to the past.
Devin kind of sort of stole mine because mine was like twofold. So I mean, I guess it is fine. The first half was I'm finna stop falling for all this isekai slop, man. Like every season, I feel like there's one guy where I'm like, this don't look too bad. I'll give it a chance. And in the first episode, I'm like, yeah, it was all right. And in the second episode, I'm like, this was kind of whatever. And by like episode 3 or 4, I'm like, this shit mid. And I fell for it again. Why do I keep falling for this fucking slop? And so like what I'm finna start doing is just chipping away unless that isekai has like a legendary reputation in its source material. I'm just not gonna fucking bother with it. So like there was a couple of anime coming out this season. One of them's like reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. And it seemed like a little cute premise where you're like the guy starts out as like a little baby or whatever, and like he's growing to become like a proper dragon. And I'm like, that's cute. I'm not watching that shit. Like, that's enough. All right, we finna start cutting this shit down. I'm finna start chopping the tree down and making sure that I'm watching maybe 3, maybe 4 new shows a season. And then outside of that,
that's fine.
I'm finna bring back old school anime, watch more old school anime, watch more stuff from the 80s, from the 90s, maybe from 2000s a little bit. But mostly I'm gonna stick to the 80s and 90s and try to like get through a lot of the classics that I always meant to get to. I planned on getting to that. Like, nah, let's just get to it. Let's just stop wasting time. I've had these anime. I got Live Chart. I'm one of the freaks. There aren't many like me, I would imagine, that go back on Live Chart past like whatever's out in the last couple of years. I could go because Live Chart, which we use for our seasonal podcast episodes, Live Chart does not just do the present stuff. You can go all the way back to 1982, 1981, whatever year you want to go back to, and look at what was coming out back then. And I plan on doing that, looking at it, making lists, and being like, all right, I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna try to watch. I started this a little bit already. I was watching Vifam, which is like this old 80s anime that's like a more ridiculous version of the original Gundam. Because instead of it being like, oh, you know, you got one kid piloting the robot and everybody else is an adult. No, everybody dead. It's just the kids trying to survive against aliens, and they got the robots and they just doing their best to live. It's like, okay, I'm going with this. This seems insane. Like I watched the first 2-3 episodes and I'm already locked in. So I'm gonna see if I can finish that this month, and then we gonna move on to something. I'm gonna try to have a new old school anime because they were all long. All the old school anime, all this 12 episode bullshit. Nah, 26, 47, 49 episodes. They was long back then. And so I'm going to start trying to get into one, pick one, and watch it by the end of the month, pick another one. So there you go. That's my anime New Year's resolution. What's up, Terrence?
Just to quickly add to that, I do like how now they're doing 4K remasters of older anime movies. And some of the ones that we didn't get in the US when they came out, they're now bringing them over here. Like last year, Angel's Egg, which was never released in the US, they did a 4K remaster for it and released it in theaters. I went to see that and I enjoyed that. So I like the experience of them bringing back these older movies, restoring them so that they can be enjoyed by a new audience. Stuff like, I know Satoshi Kon's movies, I believe all of them will be getting 4K remasters in 2026. So that's really cool. Yeah.
I know Discotech Media, they have their little wave of new releases that they have planned, and it's always funny because there's usually like they'll do like some 80s, 90s, and 2000s remasters of classics. I do wish they could get like do the 4Ks. Usually it's just like the best looking 480p that they can do. and like they'll try to do that, like upscale it as best they can. But I would love to see like more full remastered Blu-rays. But you probably asking a lot for a lot of old classic shows like that. Rakeem, bring us home, man. What's your anime New Year's resolution?
All right, so my anime New Year's resolution, on this podcast we make fun of ball and gun gamers all the time. When it comes to anime, I'm a ball and gun anime fan. I'm a simple shonen slop enjoyer. If it ain't a teenage dude with colored hair fighting against the ultimate evil, I'm like, get it out my face. So this year, the year of our Lord 2026, I'm gonna watch an anime for all the way through for a season that is not an action shonen anime, that is either a slice of life or Magic Girl or whatever, something different. Okay. And something that's a little different than I normally watch.
Magical Girl anime, you gonna wind up watching an action anime.
Yeah,
true.
Hey, man.
they sort of fall almost hand in hand.
This season or in July, and that motherfucker gonna be action packed. I can tell you right now.
I'm weaning, not jumping. I'm weaning off.
Fair enough. It ain't cold turkey. It ain't gotta be.
I just want to watch something a little different. It's also like classic animes that like I never finished. Great Teacher Onizuka, I always wanted to watch. Golden Boy, always wanted to watch. Never really got through it.
That's an easy one right there. Was that like 6 episodes?
Yes,
yeah, stuff like that, like stuff that's a little different from what I normally watch. That's what I want to kind of get more into, to diversify my anime tastes, try something new, get a different experience. Just to see anime in a different light. I think watching the anime movies, we've done tons of reviews on this channel. Watch them, by the way, if you're watching this podcast. We have a ton of anime movie reviews now. So go ahead and check some of those out. And a lot of those were not just action-packed or, direct, shonen-y movies. They were all across the anime sphere in themes and story and characters, protagonists, everything. So I think that influence made me think, you know what? I should open my taste up a little bit, get off the anime pizza, and try something different. Try some grilled chicken anime, some lobster bisque anime, you know what I'm saying? Try some quiche anime.
Lobster bisque. My man said I want some filet mignon of anime.
Filet mignon anime, you know what I'm saying? Something a little different. Tiramisu. Anime tiramisu. That should be.
I mean, technically, that was Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I mean,
but that was easy because I love space opera stuff. Like that's basically the same to me. I watch Star Trek. I love Star Trek, so that was easy. But there's something that's a little bit different, something outside my comfort zone. Just to try. That's my New Year's resolution. Now, I'll stick to it. We'll see. Am I going to also watch Shonen Slop? Absolutely. I'm watching Kaisen season 3.
Hell's Paradise, all of
Hell's Paradise. I'm watching all of that. Don't worry, I'm still watching it. But we'll watch something else too on the side. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be in there watching either do it, give him one of these, and give him
one of those,
and one of these,
and one of those.
Hey, Rakeem, we'll watch this off stream.
Watch.
We'll play it and watch it off stream.
Man, it's a great anime. I think I'm gonna catch this a little bit later off stream, man.
Off stream, the off stream,
this is fire.
Hey man, I am proud of your desire to grow. We'll see how it goes at the end of the year, because we are going to revisit this towards the back half of the year and see how far we've progressed, see if we've managed to stick to all the things we said we was going to do. But I think that's going to wrap this week up. What are your New Year's resolutions for gaming, anime, and all things nerdy? Drop a comment. Let us know. If you're new to us and like this episode, I need you to do me a few favors. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe. I need you to tell your friends about us, and do me a personal favor. Have an excellent week. Peace.